got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous Days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Kriesel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson!
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the first game of the Game Day Bingo broadcast. We only got a few seconds until we get into the very first game of Lucky 4 Bingo, so definitely get enrolled and try and get a chance over $44,000 on that one. But of course, we are live right now on Pilot TV, the Pilot Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, and on the Twitch app too. Our channel name on both of those places is MegaSota, so be sure to check us out on there and leave a comment. But we have been sending out a lot of brand new Pilot TVs to a lot of cool new locations.
Oh yeah, and we just sent those on out over to Crazy J's, Moose Lodge Ortonville, Dugout Bar and Grill Dent, Woodshed Auto Rail Rotting Gun, Shoreline Restaurant, as well as Leaf Valley Mercantile. So congratulations to all those locations, getting those shiny new Pilot TVs. Wish you guys a little bit of extra luck on all these games of Game Day Bingo we have ahead of us. Ooh.
Yeah, 100%. But of course, we do have a ton of jackpots to talk about from yesterday. We had 3 jackpot winners from that fated Monday. And even though we didn't get any jackpots out on this game, they did all transfer on to the next chance of Lucky 4 Bingo right at 6 p.m. to end off the broadcast. We do have players only one ball away going after the must-go of $4. But of course, we got those jackpot winners to talk about from yesterday. They boosted our jackpots for 26 for the rolling week and 392 jackpots for all of season 12 so far. It's been some pretty busy stuff. But winning the first jackpot, it was none other than Deep Blue over at Northeast Palace Triple Crown, taking away $1,328. Nice job to you, Deep Blue. Up next, it was Jose G over at Cardinal Bar, taking away $2,597. Nice job to you. And then, of course, up next, it was Uncle Kells over at VFW Columbia Heights, taking away $978. Nice job to you, taking the last jackpot of the day. But we got Flyboy Luke over at Mazeppa Liquor Store, taking away that must-go. And we got 7, 9, 70, and 74 for your 4 lucky numbers. But we do have only 3 minutes left to get into this very first game of Game Day Bingo. During that game, you got the minor set at $75 and 54 balls or less to win. That major is already at 52 balls or less to win, over $4,100. And the mega jackpot is at $47,900 and 49 balls or less to win. But of course, we have a ton of awesome eTab games to get into, so you could take a break with one if you so desire to do so. And we do have a brand new one that just came out that's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we just released one called Bounty Hunter. You guys can collect the lucky horseshoes, try that bonanza bonus, or even try your luck and pick a lucky door in that saloon door bonus round to earn a little bit more of that extra cash. And if you guys want to see a preview of that eTab game or any of our eTab games that we release, go give us a like and follow on our Facebook page. You just got to search up Pilot Games and you'll see our logo. That way you'll also be able to see weekly bingo schedules, event details and reminders, big progressives, player pictures, and so much more. You guys can also click the website link on our Facebook page to see our link tree. It has links to bar locations, all of our social media, and so much more.
Yeah, so definitely check out our Facebook. If you're checking it out and you're not really seeing what you're looking for, don't be afraid to message us. We're more than happy to help you out with whatever questions you got. But we only got about a minute and a half until we get into this first game, so definitely get enrolled. In the meantime, we're going to be going over what we do every single day here at Pilot Games, and it starts off with a whole lot of bingo. And starting that bingo off, it is the Vikings bingo, the 25-cent cards rolling from 12 to 1 p.m. During that time, no matter what that jackpot amount is at, you can take it in 52 balls or less to win. And then right afterwards, from 1 to 4 p.m., we start off our game day bingo for the day. It's the 50-cent cards like usual. During that time, you can get a chance at the minor, major, and mega jackpots starting off fresh for the day. And then, of course, any of the jackpots that do or don't go out, all of that stuff will be transferring over into these games of game day bingo, continuing on the madness. But during this time, it is a little bit different since it is our happy hour bingo, and we got a lot of good stuff going on.
Oh yeah, we start off with that first game of Lucky 4 Bingo. Sadly, we were unable to hand out that over $44,000 jackpot, but not to worry. After these 23 games of Game Day Bingo, you guys will be getting a second shot at that during 6 o'clock. During these times, you guys will be going after this minor jackpot. Starting off this time at $89, you can take home in 54 balls or less. That major prize is at $4,143. You guys can take home in 52 balls or less. And that mega jackpot, it's sitting at $47,942. And you guys can take that home in 49 balls or less. We know you guys are sticking around for that one because that's the highest amount we've been able to get that mega at so far, considering we've given it out pretty early the rest of the other times.
Yeah, 100%. It's looking pretty good at that 49 ball count, so definitely try and get a chance at it in these next games. But of course, in the meantime, we do have some more bingo going on tonight. Since it is a Tuesday, a certain PGL night is happening, but we'll get to that in a sec. Because starting it off, it is some Skull Bingo $1 cards running from 6 to 640 tonight. Starting it off is the line prize at $131 and 10 balls or less to win. That large frame jackpot is over $957 and 43 balls or less to win. And the coverall jackpot's looking really good too, over $2,649 and 50 balls or less to win. And of course, interrupting Skull Bingo a little bit tonight, it is that MegaSota game night because it starts at 6:40 like it does every single Tuesday. Got a lot of great PGL games during this time, including a grand finale of Jackpot Jungle. And on that Jackpot Jungle game, on the coverall jackpot, and 54 balls or less to win, you could take home $45,595 before anybody even gets enrolled into the game. So that total will end up looking a little bit bigger once people start piling into that Jackpot Jungle game. But of course, we do have 2 other PGL specialty nights that are both a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, including our specialty night that is tomorrow, which is our Wild Wednesday. It goes on from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday with me and Ian taking the helm, leading you guys through a ton of PGL action all the way up until that jackpot, actually our grand finale, which is actually 2 games of Wipeout Blackout for you guys, where you guys get to see a little bit of the sun and the sand, especially if you guys are missing it during these colder months. Not only that, we also have our Vikings game day. That's going to be next Sunday at noon for you guys. And that's when we're going to be facing off against the Commanders. So make sure you guys are coming on out and supporting the Vikings for that.
100%. Hopefully it is a decent game. Definitely a fun matchup because the Commanders do have some certain talents going on that team. But of course, hopefully we can take advantage of their 4-4 record. But we do have some awesome national days to get into before we win any of these jackpots. We did go after all of them, so we got the $35.40 must go ahead of us with players already about 3 balls away. But starting off those national days, it is Prime Meridian Day. On November 1st, this day celebrates the imaginary line that divides Earth into the eastern and western hemispheres. It's also a day to learn more about it, but before we get into those learning facts, we do have a winner.
Yeah, we have Gov Gotti over at the Foundry Pub, taking home that $35 must-go prize. Good job to you, Gov Gotti.
Awesome stuff. Nice job taking away that must-go prize. But Prime Meridian Day, we'll look up some cool Prime Meridian facts. Do you have any, off the top of your head that you want to get off your chest?
You know, I always had something to say about the Prime Meridian that I was thinking for years. It's
nice.
the Prime Meridian is an imaginary line. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. It's
right
kind of
down
like
the center.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like the first down line in football.
Yeah.
That's how it, just
I always
ESPN
thought
just puts a whole huge yellow line down the middle of the earth.
I was thinking the 50-yard line, and I was like, no, that's actually on the grass.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, darn.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, I always thought as a kid I was so
I was amazed.
I was so like, how do they do that? And my grandpa would tell me he was like, oh, they just put it on the TV, and I'm like, how? I'm like, how is it
I'm
on
not
the field?
asking that, Grandpa. I'm
Yeah,
asking
it's like
how.
how are they getting it on the field?
Yeah,
So
how can I
funny.
see it, though?
Yeah, exactly. It was so funny. But, of course, for the first time when we went to the NFL game, I found out it really isn't real.
I was actually kind of upset that it wasn't.
Exactly. The whole time I had a sneaking suspicion. It was just it was in an exclusive club that people just knew it existed. But no, unfortunately not. But Prime Meridian, same thing. It is an imaginary line, but it is the line of 0 degrees longitude, the starting point for measuring distance both east and west around Earth. The prime meridian is arbitrary, meaning it could be chosen to be literally anywhere, just as long as it's, down. Any line of longitude, a meridian, can serve as the 0 degree longitude line. However, there is an international agreement that the meridian runs through Greenwich, England, and that's considered the official prime meridian. Cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. I actually didn't really know that it was Greenwich, England. That's funny. Governments did not always agree that it was that the Greenwich meridian was the prime meridian, making navigation over long distances very difficult. Different countries published maps and charts with longitude based on the meridian passing through their capital city. France published maps with 0 degrees longitude running through Paris. Cartographers in China published maps running through Beijing. Even different parts of the same country published materials based on local meridians. That is hilarious. Wow. Finally, at an international convention called by the U.S. President Chester Arthur in 1884, representatives from 25 different countries agreed to pick a single standard meridian, and they chose that meridian to pass through the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England. So cool. So that is now the international standard for the prime meridian.
Okay.
Let's see. It also sets the coordinated universal time. It never changes for daylight savings or anything else. Just as the prime meridian is the standard for longitude, UTC is the standard for time. All countries and regions measure their time zones according to the UTC.
Huh.
Cool. That was pretty cool stuff. There are 24 time zones in the world. Yeah, it just goes to talk about time zones.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. And then it goes on to talk about the international date line, because the prime meridian and the international date line create a circle that divides Earth into the eastern and western hemispheres, similar to the way the equator serves as the 0 degree latitude line and divides Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres. So that's pretty cool. Definitely awesome stuff. Okay, great. They got fast facts. So laser meridian. Today, the prime meridian is marked by a laser beam that shoots out northward from the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. That's really funny.
Yeah, imagine living anywhere around where the laser shines.
Seriously, yeah, just directly north of that observatory, it's just always shining into one of your windows.
Yeah, it's just like a green light, just always going.
That's fine. I wonder, what sort of service it serves. Why do they have the laser beam? That's funny.
Yeah.
I guess I wonder if it has what does the prime meridian laser beam do?
It's a mock Death Star.
Yeah, seriously. So the meridian laser marks the route of the Greenwich meridian. Yeah, and then, so
that's it. It just shows it.
That's funny. It literally just marks it. That's funny. Wow. I would be kind of annoyed if I lived in that area.
Yeah.
But of course we do have a winner. Hey, taking away that minor prize, $139 going to Ziggy. Nice job, Ziggy, over at Flame Bar. Not too shabby on that minor prize. But of course, keep in mind, since we did give out that minor jackpot, we have that must-go sticking around. Going on to the next round, going to be bigger and better than before. So definitely try and get enrolled into this next one. Going to be another pretty good prize on the line. But that's a pretty cool one. So they have a laser sticking out for literally no reason. We have another fast fact, though. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, planetary prime meridians. Earth is not the only planet with a prime meridian. Scientists use craters or other geographic features to mark prime meridians on other planets and celestial bodies. The prime meridian of Mars runs through a crater named Aereo, and the prime meridian of Earth's moon runs through a crater named none other than Bruce.
That's cool. Okay.
I like that we have a crater just named Bruce on the moon.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, 100%. But that's cool. Like, I guess it just makes sense. I feel like it's probably a lot easier to determine the prime meridian on other planets.
Oh, yeah, because no one else can argue it.
Serious. I'm surprised that they just didn't put the prime meridian through, like, the ocean or something, to be
thought
honest.
that's what it was.
Yeah, like,
I actually thought it just ran right smack dab through the middle of the
honestly,
ocean.
like, I feel like that would just make sense. Like, through the Atlantic. Just because, like, there's nothing, like... I don't know. I feel like that would make sense, but apparently we'd have to have it go through somewhere. It had to be Greenwich. That's pretty cool, though. I guess it does help that like there is an area in the world that has that time zone.
Yeah.
So I guess that is kind of nice. That's how we do all of our other time zones. But again, that is also arbitrary. We made it up, so it doesn't really need to be there.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of convenient for scientists.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. Well, it's Prime Meridian Day, so go out there and celebrate that Prime Meridian. Maybe take a trip to Greenwich.
Yeah.
But, of course, have a happy one. Up next, though, this is a pretty cool one.
Yeah, this one is All Saints Day. Every year on November 1st, All Saints Day honors all the known and unknown saints of the Roman Catholic Church. The day is also called All Hallows Day and the Feast of All Saints.
Cool. Pretty sweet stuff. I wonder if you can take this day and like celebrate the football team, celebrate Saints Row, the video game.
Yeah.
Celebrate
what? It's all like, what about? Can we celebrate like the Boondock Saints?
Yeah, I was thinking of that one. I was like, what's that one?
Oh, that was it.
The other Saints one. Yeah. So it's just All Saints.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well,
I think the second Boondock Saints was called like All Saints Day or something.
That's pretty funny, actually. Ben's just furiously typing, just like, no, that's not at all.
No.
This is none of what it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. But, of course, hey, I mean, like, this is always cool stuff, though. It just honors all the known and unknown saints of the Roman Catholic Church. It's also known as All Hallows Day, which is kind of what I'm pretty sure I've heard All Hallows Day more. Yeah, and that is what the second Boondock Saints is called.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, Norman Reedus. That was the guy I knew that was in it.
Yeah.
I love
and,
Norman
and
Reedus.
the first one, Willem Dafoe's also in that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've never seen either of them, though.
Really?
No, I've never seen either of them. I've only ever seen them like at the stores, like in DVD box sets and stuff.
Oh yeah, my friend was really big into them, so I watched them, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that they are like good. Like, isn't the first one like actually good though?
The first one is like great.
Yeah.
It's like a great like fun watch.
Interesting. Well, hey, maybe I'll have to watch it sometime. I know they're on streaming services like interchangeably, so. But, of course, happy All Saints Day, everybody. Definitely a good one to celebrate and look into. But up next, we do have a more important one to get into. But before we talk about it, we do have balls rolling around on this game. We got $72 on that must-go prize. We got $39.62 on the minor and 52 balls or less to win. That major is over $4,214 and 52 balls or less to win. And the mega jackpot is over $48,000 and 49 balls or less to win. But for this next one, it is Autistic Speaking Day. We all look at the world in our own unique ways. However, people with autism experience the world differently from most of us. They approach the world in often novel ways. Maybe one of the most important ways we all connect to and understand the world is through communication. This day on November 1st encourages autistic people to tell their stories using whatever means works for them. And everyone else is encouraged to listen, hear, read, and comprehend their stories from their point of view. So yeah, definitely a good one to celebrate. I know this is a big one on social media and stuff that. So yeah, definitely a really cool one that you can look into and maybe educate yourself a little about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Autistic Speaking Day is definitely a good way to celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we do have how many more? 3. Oh my.
Oh yeah,
goodness.
Ian said it's a hefty list today.
Wow, the jam packed. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more days. So we'll have to kind of make
like all of them are kind of hits.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was kind of looking at these, I was like, wow, like even if it was like in sets of 3s, I feel like it'd be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But for this next National Day, before we get into it, we do have Schmeck over at B&L Bar taking away that must go with $72. Nice job to you over at B&L Bar taking away that W. But this next national day is actually a world day. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, this one is World Vegan Day. World Vegan Day kicks off World Vegan Month on November 1st with education and awareness about vegan diets. Vegans abstain from eating animal products of any kind. This includes meat, eggs, dairy products, and honey as well.
Man, why honey?
That's actually, I said that with Ian as well, and I was like, beekeeping is one of the most, like...
If anything, it promotes healthy bee populations.
That's the first thing I said.
Yeah.
Trust me. I was like, I never understood them being against, like, honey.
I mean, we learned from the bee movie. We learned from the bee movie.
The beekeepers got it. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And
a lot of
especially in
it's
real
so,
life, even my uncle that was literally a beekeeper, he has bees on the property, and it's like it's super like good for them. You
And
just
they're
give
just
them a
chill.
nice home, like safe from predators.
Yeah, and honestly, most of the time, most people, especially beekeepers, they know.
Yeah.
Bees are just chill.
Exactly.
Especially honeybees.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
no
we
one's
had
keeping
them
a nest
literally
of wasps in their house
like
for, like, purpose.
boxes and boxes and boxes of bees. They were
Yeah.
just chilling right there. Although I never got stung by a bee in the whole time I was there.
No.
Like, and I lived right next to them, so it was just like, come on.
But
Yeah.
honey. I think that honey is a vegan safe product in my opinion.
I agree.
Although yes, like we are taking it from the bees.
Well, I mean, if it's good for them, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because if they produce too much, it's not good for their hive. It's kind of like milking a cow. Vegans avoid eating honey to take a stand against bee exploitation and farming practices that are thought to harm bee health.
Now there are everyday like farming practices that
Yeah.
do harm like ozone layers and stuff that then can affect the bees. But like,
But I mean, like,
a
dude, you
bee-
can find good brands for
when
sure.
you're making like most of the time that's not the case. Most of the time it's just these people that are just like keeping the bees, and then they just happen to sell it.
Yeah. So, wow. So they're actually pretty. They're pretty. Whatchamacallit, upfront about this. They really don't think. So, honey is fundamental to the hive's well-being. Yeah. So unethical practices. Let's take a look at why they might see it as not vegan.
Alright.
Conventional beekeepers aim to harvest the maximum amount of honey, with high honey yields being viewed as a mark of success. When farmers remove honey from a hive, they replace it with a sugar substitute, which is significantly worse for the bee's health since it lacks the essential micronutrients of honey. In conventional beekeeping, honeybees are specifically bred to increase productivity. This selective breeding narrows the population gene pool and increases susceptibility to disease and large-scale die-offs. Diseases are also caused by importing different species of bees, for use in hives. Interesting. So these diseases that they are like kind of genetically predisposed to have are then spread to the thousands of other pollinators we and other animals rely on, disputing the common myth that honey production is good for our environment. So apparently with conventional beekeeping, when they mass do it, like it's just like it's just the way that they breed the bees and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I mean,
in addition, hives can be culled post-harvest to keep farmer costs. Now, it sounds like this is just malpractice. Like this is not like
this is just
like
this is just asking for normal treatment of animal.
Yeah, this just sounds like it's like I feel like not every honey company does this.
No, and I feel
mean?
like even then it might even just be a very small amount.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So apparently. So mass breeding of honeybees affects the populations of other competing nectar foraging insects, including other bees. Overwhelmed by the ever-inflating quantities of farmed bees, the numbers of native bumblebees have declined. The importing of honey in the UK also increases their carbon footprint through the emissions associated with transport. Of the honey consumed in the UK, 95% of it is imported, mostly from China and Turkey.
No, that's like that's kind of like turning into an electric car. Almost.
Yeah. No, I agree. At that point, I think the UK is the one with the problem. It sounds like because they're getting it from unethical practices in China and Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you would say
what's wrong with that? With the honey?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it just sounds like interesting. Yeah. No. So it looks like the U.S. produces a lot of honey, though. But before we get more into that, we do have a winner. Wow, at 56 balls, we got M. Rin over at Plum's Neighborhood Bar, taking away $29.70. Nice job to you, M. Rin. A pretty good win. If you had played next round, you probably would have taken away that minor prize. So then we keep trying our luck and try and get a chance at that minor again. But of course, we are talking about honey and what the U.S. does with it. So that's pretty crazy. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I would never have guessed that North Dakota is the state that produces the most honey.
No, I would have thought maybe a more floral state.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. I honestly
I don't know how to how that sounds.
I honestly would not have put California past
I wouldn't have put even Florida or anything like that. Anything with year round decent weather.
Yeah, exactly. I guess North Dakota. That's a funny one though.
Or maybe even somewhere that's even Michigan or something, just because I see bees all the time.
Yeah, very
I
true.
guess,
Yeah, no, and I feel like there is a lot of people that do it in Michigan too. Oh yeah, no, we're in the top 10 for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it looks like North Dakota and then South Dakota.
Wow. Both the Dakotas just like them bees.
Yeah, and California's third.
Wow.
Okay, and then Florida.
Okay.
Like we said, so we literally gave up the runner-ups.
Yeah.
And then Texas. Then you have Minnesota. Wow, top 6.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. And then you have Montana. And then you got Michigan. And then you got Georgia and Washington.
All right.
Interesting. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But North Dakota is by far the most.
Oh, yeah, it's by a good margin.
Yeah, they have 28,000 pounds. The next up is South Dakota at 12,000 pounds. And then you have California at 9,000 pounds. That's craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
And Michigan only produces 5,000.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
That's pretty low.
That's a pretty crazy jump from first to down to Michigan.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but it does show we do have a decent amount of beekeepers compared to the rest of the U.S.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like we do have a lot of honey producing in Michigan, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
100% pretty cool stuff. But honestly, I feel like you could probably look into brands being vegan for honey.
Yeah.
I feel like there are
honestly, if you were your own beekeeper, you could get away with it. It's I know how I'm taking care of the bees. I see so many videos of people online who are beekeepers, and all of them are just so passionate about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I don't know. I think that's definitely something if you are a vegan, I feel like you can definitely look into a company enough to dictate whether or not they have good practices. So that's interesting. That's interesting that vegan includes honey. I kind of never thought of that. But that's an interesting one. It is an animal product. But yeah, World Vegan Day. Would you ever consider becoming vegan for even just a month at a time?
Maybe a month.
Yeah, I feel like I would try it. You know,
I would try it for a month, but I know for a fact that is not something I would want to do long term.
Yeah. It's one of those
I literally
things.
just had a steak last night, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, I had chicken curry for lunch, and that was insane. I was nomming on that for an hour. It was so good. But yeah, no, it's definitely something that would be difficult for me for sure. But it's one of those things where it's I definitely wouldn't mind giving it a go. You know what I mean? Just giving it a try just to see what it's all about. See if it really does make me feel that much better kind of thing. But I know, it's one of those things where it's I think it's pretty proven at this point. You know what I mean? There's elite athletes that just go out and are vegan and perform at the best levels of their career and stuff.
It's just as long as you're smart about it.
Oh well,
they have a lot of people that are vegan that are
that
just
don't get the protein they need, that don't get
anything.
the vitamins they need. You know what I mean?
And they just think that they're being healthier just because they're not eating those meat products.
It's
or
I'm getting skinnier, because I'm vegan. It's no, because you're not eating you're eating 2 grams of protein a day.
You're also going to bed at 9:30.
Yeah, and now you have an iron deficiency.
Yeah.
It's just no. So being vegan, if you are vegan, you have to be on top of it. It is a pretty hard diet to keep on top of. It's definitely when you see all those athletes.
A lot of almonds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously, a lot of nuts and berries and stuff. But it's one of those things where it's yeah, seriously, I'm just I have Adam and Eve.
I would rather go out and get a deer.
Exactly. But it's just one of those things where it's all these famous people that are vegan. They have professional nutritionists and dietitians helping them.
Not to mention unlimited cash when it comes to their food.
Exactly.
They are not worrying about where that next meal is.
100%. But being vegan though, the diet itself, if you know how to shop for it, is not that much different than a regular diet.
Me and Ian talked about that on the lunchtime, and I actually was pretty surprised by that. I was wow.
Yeah.
I was really the only big things are unless you're not smart about buying almond milk and certain things like that, where stuff like that can get you, where some things are just a little pricier.
Yeah, very, very true. Yeah. But before we go further on about being vegan, we got a winner. We got Buddy over at VFW Blaine taking away the Must Go at 2430. Nice job to you, Buddy. But yeah, being vegan, it's pretty cool. I feel like I respect people that are like, successfully vegan.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. So yeah, happy World Vegan Day. It's definitely something I feel like I'm probably never going to get to that level though.
No, I would maybe try vegetarian.
Yeah, I
Or,
feel like vegetarian would probably, because like I would still need myself some like cheese.
If I liked fish more, I could
Pescatarian kind of thing.
I could get like with pescatarian.
Honestly, I think
it makes sense.
I think
I
you'd
heard
be
it's one of the healthier ones that you can really go for.
No, it is. I definitely I think so too. But I think you'd be surprised at how many fish there are that like taste like not super seafoody.
Yeah,
I
mean?
I
like salmon.
Yeah, salmon's good.
Salmon's pretty good.
No, 100%. There's a lot. Like there's so many other just weird fish that are just so randomly good. It's awesome. But of course, World Vegan Day. Have a good one. Look into it. Do what you want to do. But up next, we do have another pretty good one. It's a pretty cozy one.
Oh yeah, this one is National Cinnamon Day. The holiday season warms up with National Cinnamon Day on November 1st. It's a spice that ushers in a season while being versatile all year long. And yeah, cinnamon it's one of the best, like even just like a scent, it's one of the best ones you can really go for.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Cinnamon candies are so good. I know Ian probably complained about his cinnamon artificial, whatchamacallit, allergy earlier today.
No, he has
not. Oh, he didn't complain about it?
We talked about, is there cinnamon in these cookies? From the game plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, every time we talk about cinnamon, he's always like, oh, Big Red.
Oh,
he's like, hot
my
tamales.
grandma used to give me Big Red all the time.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, and it's like he always says, like, oh, I'm so bad. I can't have it, But it makes his tongue swell up a little bit.
Yeah, it's honestly something I could like pass up on for the rest of my life. It's not that great.
I
on occasion though, those hot tamales are like amazing.
Well, hot tamales would probably be
Big
the
Red
biggest
gum.
loss for me.
I haven't had Big Red gum in like years.
Big Red gum is good.
Yeah,
it's honestly really, really good. But National Cinnamon Day. What's your favorite treat with cinnamon?
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls are pretty good.
It's got to be that one.
Cinnamon rolls are pretty good.
Now,
honestly, Cinnamon Toast Crunch might be mine. I think if I could choose between having Cinnamon Rolls or Cinnamon Toast Crunch for the rest of my life as an option,
it would probably have to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Because you could just have that poured in a bowl, no milk, and just eat it right out of the bowl.
Yeah, you can.
Like dry.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch dry is like a...
It's good. Like a late
forbidden
night,
fruit.
like a late night snack. It's insane because it has all that crunchy sugar on it.
Yeah, then like you got it on your fingers.
Oh my
it's
God.
Like Cheeto dust, but better.
It's so good. Let's see. I'll take a look at some best cinnamon treats really quick because cinnamon is such a big thing.
So imagine this. Imagine you like stay at a friend's house, right? And their dad like cooked cinnamon rolls in the morning for you.
Mm-hmm.
You come downstairs and you find out that the person who you stayed the night's house at, like your friend, took the centers out of all the cinnamon rolls and just left the outer bits.
Oh,
out of all of them, only the centers.
Oh, I would have been so mad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, one of like Jordy's friends had done that.
Oh my goodness, that would be the worst.
I know. I was like,
that.
wow. I don't think I would actually like talk to them again. Like,
yeah.
And, like I don't think I'd want to. I'd be like, wow.
That's just so selfish.
That should be like.
Because they know that's the best part. That's why they did that.
That should be like a jailable offense.
Yeah, seriously.
Or at least you should be able to sue someone for that.
That's crazy, like emotional damages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That is like that's inhumane.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't think I would be able to associate myself with that person at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. That just ruined my mood a little bit. That's not fun. Wow. But all right. Well, we do have some cinnamon treats we can get into. As we just that's such a terrible thing to do.
I know.
That's like that would definitely be like my top. You know what's funny? I had something like that happen with me where it was not nearly that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was definitely more of like 50-50. Like it didn't really matter as much. But it was like I had like 2 Gatorades left. They were both in the fridge, and like there was the blue one and the red one, and I wanted the blue one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I was like, I want the blue one, but I had my buddy over, and he had a blue one, like he had just finished it, and then we were like, all right, like let's go get a Gatorade from the fridge, and he was like, and he like grabs the blue one. I'm like, no, I want the blue one. You just had a blue one. And then, oh my gosh, it was just like the biggest like kid
That's just
fight
not
ever
right.
about like, you know, I was like, this is my Gatorade. This, like, I should have the first choice.
That's a hill you should die on.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So, and I was so mad about that. I remember like I got actually so mad.
I would have been too.
No, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you
how
kidding
are you
me?
supposed to act?
It'd be like this was like 5th grade era.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, like this was like
I would be very defensive of that
exactly
Gatorade.
any Capri Sun, any Gatorade. Like I need first dibs
like
on it in my house.
Like the V8 splashes
Yep,
too. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. But before we do go further, we have a winner. We got Faux Chai Sun over at Frank's Bar taking away that must go of $31.60. Nice job to you. But we were talking about the Gatorade thing. And yeah, no, it was just unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's
I would be
not a
very
good time.
upset.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like when they take the last bag of the variety pack of chips.
Oh,
and it's like, and then
dude.
you're just left with like
baked Sun Chips or
oh
something
my
like that.
gosh,
Like yeah,
baked Sun Chips or like the jalapeno cheddar Cheetos.
yeah, just something weird. And
Yeah.
it's just like, come on, man. I'm probably just gonna throw these away.
Yeah, like the tomato salsa Sun Chips. As a kid, I was like, I don't want the garden sauce.
No.
I don't want garden
No.
sauces Sun Chips.
Exactly. I was like, I wanted the Cheetos or something like that. No, exactly.
Now I'm just
Or at
left with
least the
plain
cheddar
Fritos.
Sun Chips or something.
Yeah.
Oh my
now
gosh.
all I got is plain Fritos.
No, that was bad. I did not like that when I was a kid. Or like taking the last Cosmic Brownie. I hated it when they took over, like they came over and took the good snacks.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because I was in a strict household where it was like we didn't have them very often.
Oh yeah, and they would get them so like for like with the hangouts.
Just inconsistently they would get them. You know what I mean? And like you said, like when they knew friends were coming over and like, or we'd just order a pizza that night, which was always a saving grace. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, that was so bad. I was so protective of my snacks. I still am.
Yeah. It's understandable. I like hide them.
Yeah,
I live
seriously.
alone.
Literally just it's like in case intruders come, I'll keep the valuable things out and my snacks hidden.
Exactly.
But of course, we'll get into a couple cinnamon little treats you guys might be able to make on this day. Let's take a look. Okay, this one I feel like is pretty easily made in places. And then we'll go into, I don't know, we'll take a look at this list too. But this one is a cinnamon roll microwave mug cake recipe.
That sounds good.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty good too. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. OMG, you guys. That's how it starts. So let's take a look at what she's OMGing about. Oh my gosh, this keeps trying to get me on the email list. So it's a light, tender, amazing texture in a mug cake. Comes from, and you don't even need an egg in it.
Oh.
That's pretty big, to be honest. Interesting. So you need flour, baking powder, milk, maple syrup, vanilla extract, oil or butter, and brown cinnamon and sugar. Wow. That's actually a pretty, that's not a lot you need.
No.
That sounds pretty good, though. So it's just a very simple cake with some brown sugar and cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me, and maple syrup, too. Okay. Then you just put it in the mug, mix it up, blah, 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 blah. Do what you got to do. Cool. No, that's pretty cool. And apparently, you can put it in the oven, too, but I think it's just made to be made in the microwave.
I was going to say, that defeats the purpose of a microwave.
It just, this was purely for, a convenient little snack, so.
Yeah.
It's cool, though. It looks pretty good. And obviously, you can kind of top it however you want.
I was going to say, you got to find a way to have, a frosting of sorts.
No, like a little cream cheese frosting or something like that. Yeah. No, I agree. That would be super, super good. So that's definitely a good option. I feel like, especially if you're looking for, a little quick bite. You know what I mean? Let's see. What's another? I feel like cinnamon donuts from the apple cider, apple mill. That's got to be one of them.
That picture just looks amazing.
Cinnamon dessert nachos with salted caramel apple dip. Wow.
They're basically like churro chips at that point.
Yeah. No, literally. Yeah.
With salted caramel apple dip. There's a
raspberries
Domino's,
and strawberries on them too.
I think it was Domino's. You know how they have the cinnamon twists? They had a baked apple dip that you could get with it. And then just dip it like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that is actually one of my favorite cinnamon things because that is really good.
I saw
that. It's basically just apple pie, but just opened up, and then you just dip the cinnamon twist in it. It's really good.
Nice. No, I saw that. I didn't get it though. I didn't get it. Yeah, I think I got the savory dip instead because it came with the deal or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But let's see. We got So that one sounds pretty good, like a little apple dip, like that. I will never turn that down. Cinnamon raisin French toast bake, just kind of like a casserole of French toast.
It looked almost like a pull apart for a second.
Yeah, so like a monkey bread kind of thing.
Oh, that would be really good.
Honestly, you could probably just turn it into that.
Honestly, they just should.
Right, yeah, it looks like it's just chunks of French toast in there. It's kind of like an amalgam of like breakfast syrup.
I bet there's still like a little bit of the glaze at the bottom of that casserole dish too.
That'd be good. That'd be super good. Yeah, no, honestly, that's a good one. A couple good recipes for that one. I like them. It's National Cinnamon Day, so definitely go out there and celebrate it correctly. I know there's even like so many cinnamon cocktails and cinnamon drinks too.
Oh yeah.
That are super good. So maybe go out there and order one of those too.
Just not Fireball.
No, not Fireball right now. Just have a relaxed night. It's the day after Halloween. We don't need to get into Fireball right now. But we do have a couple winners. We got Buddy over at VFW Blaine and Deb Shee over at Hayloft. Both of them splitting up that $49.70 must go. Nice job to you two. But happy National Cinnamon Day, everybody. Celebrate it correctly. Definitely a lot of good ways to do so. But up next, it is a little bit more turning on the savory side of things.
Oh yeah, this one is National Calzone Day. The air is resplendent with the aroma of garlic and tomato sauce on November 1st. It just might be time to celebrate that National Calzone Day. And honestly, calzones are, I think they're better than pizza.
Yeah, no, I think you can make the argument, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you can make them better than a pizza for sure.
You really can.
Yeah, like I think especially like once you get a little bit more into like I don't know, like I feel like pesto calzones are super good.
Oh yeah.
Even just like the classic, like just mozzarella, pepperoni, and tomato in there, just so good. And then you slather it with like garlic butter or whatever.
Oh, right on the top, and then perfect.
Exactly. And then you just eat it with a fork. You don't need to pick it up.
No. Calzone is definitely it's a fork and knife affair.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I've tried it with my hands, and any good calzone that's worth eating is not going to be able to be eaten by your hand.
Exactly. It's more of a dish at that point.
Yeah. Same with like a stromboli, which is like the same thing roughly.
Yeah. Let's see best calzones NYC. Let's take a look. I just want to see the best calzones that they got in New York City. Gotham Magazine.
Oh.
Is that what we should be looking at? Let's take a look. Yeah, I trust Gotham Magazine for some reason. Let's take a look. Bar Pascal.
That looked like an omelet.
Yeah, it does look like an omelet, to be honest. I don't know if I'm sold on that one. They got a plate on top of a lot of books. It just looks like an art shoot. I don't like it.
Yeah.
No. Thumbs down. Let's see. Don Antonio Restaurant. This looks a little bit more my style. I like it. Kind of has
the chunky mozzarella on the outside.
This looks like it has the feta and spinach one.
Uh-huh.
This looks like this is like, ooh, I don't even know, like some cheese and like meat in there. That might be a little bit more of a regular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it.
I don't think I had like some salami in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It looks like a little crispy too. I like these.
Any
I like
cured
these.
meat
Look good.
in a calzone. It's top tier.
Yeah, it looks like they make it like a pie. They make it like a whole circle out of it.
That's amazing.
Okay, I like it. Don Antonio, he's looking pretty good. Okay, I definitely messed with that one.
Mostly you get like the half pizza dealio.
No, I agree. But this next one, this is looking legit.
That got hit with a blowtorch.
No, I agree. For Nino, this one looks awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 3 restaurants in Brooklyn. Pretty cool stuff.
It's chicken sausage, mushroom, mozzarella, fontina, parmesan, pecorino, truffle oil, and truffle cream.
Yeah, no,
I hear a lot of people usually like. It was mostly like from like cooking shows when people would like complain about truffle oil, but I see it like a lot of places.
Yeah, truffle oil is so popular. I've heard.
I think it's artificial the truffle oil. That's like that. It's like made with like that's not truffles. I think it is. I might be like mixing
probably
things
has
up.
like a gross taste to it or something like that.
It's like a fake one or something.
Interesting.
Who knows?
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that being the case. But let's see. Up next, we got Kesti Pizza and Vino. This one looks a little bit more like kind of wood-fired, you know what I'm saying? Like they put that in the oven.
It looks great, though.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I agree. It looks like one of those ones that looks a little like not impressive on the outside, and then you cut in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
and then like the dough just is like perfect. You know that thing's like probably like amazing.
Exactly. And no, I think so. I think that would definitely be a good one. I can tell just by the outside. I don't even need to play the video. Let's take a look. Ooh. So these aren't calzones, but they got some nice looking pizzas.
But they got the pies there.
I agree.
That looks like amazing pizza. It looks like it's like greasy, but like
Yeah.
I like pick you up on like after a bad like drinking night, kind of greasy.
No, I agree. Oh my goodness. Even that crust, like you already know that crust is like good.
I think I'm ordering pizza because I don't think there's gonna be any place that has.
Pizzanello's, dude. Pizzanello's had some great delivery. Like I delivered from them the other like before we left on the Minnesota trip, and it was pristine when it got to me. I ordered two little pizzas. It was more than enough, and like it was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
They never miss. It's anywhere. If you guys have anywhere around you that comes with those like curved little pepperonis, they gotta puff up, have a little bit of the grease left. Go order from them. They deserve it. Ooh, but we do have a winner. It's Sherry over at Monty's Sports Bar in Spring Lake Park, taking them that $308 minor jackpot. Good job to you, Sherry. Definitely some awesome stuff there. Almost didn't even notice it. I was thinking about those pepperonis.
That's right. That's right. Sherry just coming out of the blue, though. Nice job to you. But yeah, no, I agree. Those pepperonis go crazy. Pizzanello's just one of those other like local like places that I'm always gonna remember. You know what I mean?
I think it's like the one thing that might actually like hold me back for this city, where it's like Mount Pleasant actually isn't bad.
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant isn't that bad. It's got Pizzanello's.
Pizzanello's,
it's got Dog Central.
So Dog Central is
I haven't been to a place like Dog Central quite yet, and I've been to like Portillo's does hot dogs.
I do have to say, I went to this place in the UP, and they had this thing where it was like you can they have mini hot dogs, they have mini tacos, and they have mini burgers like sliders.
Dude, I used to like.
And you can order 3 out of any of them. So you can order 3 hot dogs, you can order 3 burgers, 3 tacos, or a mix of any in between. And they had such cool variations. Like there was a hot dog where it was like a Korean barbecue hot dog, and it had like beef on it, and it had like other like little thing like the Korean cabbage, you know what I'm talking about, and like other they drizzled on it too. It was insane.
I know they take like ideas at Dog Central.
Oh,
and
really?
There's so many that I've like thought of. I'm just like that'd be good.
Honestly, yeah.
That Korean barbecue dog sounds really
It was like bulgogi beef is what was on it. It was insane. It was so good. So yeah, definitely. And like I after seeing that after Dog Central, it's like kind of reinvigorated my like hope for like more hot dog restaurants to come up.
And
you know,
because like I love hot dogs. I don't care what you tell me that what's in them.
Oh,
like
man,
like an all beef Frank, it's all beef. If it's a pork one, it's got pork in it. Whatever, I'm fine. As long as it's not like straight up like haggis or whatever.
Oh,
or I know what that's like.
Yeah, we're just like, wow, that's just
they don't even try and hide it from you. It is right stuffed in there.
Yeah, no, it is not a fun time. I don't know if I would try haggis, to be honest. I've seen too many reactions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even the fact that Anthony Bourdain was like all for it, I'm like. I used to really like his reviews. No, I'm kidding.
It's one of those things where it's like I feel like when you see those opinions from like those like big chef people, you're like, wow, like people really do just have different opinions.
Like it's just wow, people's palate really is completely.
Yeah, like like this guy's a chef, but he's really just another dude.
Yeah,
it's like it's funny. It's like even Gordon Ramsay, like he likes his eggs a certain way, and I tried them like that one time. I was like, wow, this is disgusting.
Yeah,
and like I was like, I do not like my eggs like this. Even his daughter, I think, said something about his eggs.
Oh yeah, doesn't she like his? I'm pretty sure the mom does all the cooking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that was a big thing.
He doesn't cook at home.
That's so funny. That is so like I kind of respect the mom for that. Good for her.
She's got to be a good cook.
Yeah, for real. She's probably like you know like chef husband like no like like I'm cooking. That's so funny. That's so funny. Man, I can only imagine though like what her cooking's like if Gordon Ramsay isn't cooking at home.
It's got to be like actual good like home style cooking.
Seriously.
Because he's like fancy restaurant.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
No.
I know his daughter critiques him all the time when he's cooking and stuff too at home.
No,
so funny. She's always in the background of his videos and stuff like that.
That's the only reason I'll watch his videos. Other than that, it's kind of weird seeing him like try and hold the camera and look at it.
Yeah,
it's a little awkward seeing him trying to be nice on social media.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's like you cannot take back the things you said.
No, it's like, dude, you've traumatized. Like every time I see your face, I'm traumatized.
I watched you do the idiot sandwich.
Exactly.
That was humiliating.
That was another level of TV.
Yeah,
that was great. Things were never the same after that. But of course, we were looking at cool calzones, and just so many good ones out there in the world. But happy National Calzone Day, everybody. Hopefully you have one of those good ones right next to you and you can order them. But we do have some more national days to get into, and this one is pretty good up next.
Yeah, this one is National Brush Day. National Brush Day on November 1st reminds us all to follow the American Dental Association's guidelines. Sometimes the day is referred to as Brush Your Teeth Day. Yeah, very important one, especially I guess for kids learning.
Yeah,
I remember that was like a
exactly.
big thing in elementary school. It was like once a year when they would do that. It's like, brush your teeth, kids.
Yeah, exactly. It was just some big thing they did.
Like a whole assembly.
Yeah.
They taught you guys how to floss your teeth.
Man, like even the the flossing thing was big too. But even the commercials on kids shows and stuff. I honestly really appreciate that looking back on it. But before we go further, we do have Reggie 44 over at Brian's Bar and Grill taking away that must go of $113. Nice job to you, Reggie 44. That's a nice prize to take away. But yeah, I was saying, so they always had those toothbrush commercials making brushing your teeth look cool and that sort of thing.
Tooth tunes.
Yeah, tooth tunes, those sort of things. And honestly, I think that's such a cool marketing idea.
Exactly.
They're just trying to make it money and stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's actually at least going to a cool thing.
Exactly.
Kids trying to
If they made adult tooth tunes, I'd probably buy it now.
Yeah, so I think they have variations on it. But I'm not too sure how far they go in the music side of things, but I know they do have things kind of like that, where times your toothbrushes and tracks them and stuff.
That's cool. I know the closest is the Oral-B Click. I kind of like that idea. It's the one where you can just swap the new head on for a new base when you need a new one, and then it's also magnetic, and it just comes with this little circle you put on your mirror, and you just.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
I was like, oh, that's a cool toothbrush.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, I probably won't buy that though.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah. No, I've honestly, I've never really had too many issues with toothbrushes, so I've just kind of kept it simple with my normal manual one.
Yeah.
But yeah, National Brush Day. This is definitely a really good one. Just kind of to take that reminder. Maybe if you didn't brush your teeth today, should probably take care of that pretty soon. Yeah. But of course, it's a good day. It's just brush your teeth. Do what you gotta do. But definitely a good one. I don't know. Let's take a look. Brushing teeth facts. Maybe there's some random stuff we never knew. The average person only brushes for 45 to 70 seconds a day, while the recommended amount of time to spend brushing your teeth is 2 to 3 minutes. Over your lifetime, you'll spend an average of 38 and a half days brushing your teeth. That's crazy. 2, if you don't floss your teeth, you'll miss out on cleaning up to 40% of your tooth surfaces.
Yeah,
then
crazy. You gotta do the mouthwash after and everything.
Yeah, very. I know. Whatchamacallit. I talked to my dentist about the mouthwash thing, and they say it's good and stuff.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, as long as you're getting brushing and flossing, that is exactly what you need.
Yeah.
And anything after the fact is extra. But they say any mouthwash with alcohol in it is not good.
Yeah.
It actually can speed up dry mouth as you age and stuff. When you age, and you a lot of people get dry mouth.
Yeah.
And it's just where you can't really produce saliva as well anymore. And so apparently mouthwash with alcohol in that it really accelerates that condition.
Really?
Yeah. So it's good that it's good if you have mouthwash without alcohol in it, and then there's literally no bad things to it. But if you have been using alcohol with mouthwash with alcohol in it, even up to this point every day in your life, you're fine. It's just one of those things. It's well, use the rest of your bottle and just don't get it again. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Because I had it when I went to the dentist. And I asked them about it because I was just wondering, and I was talking to him about it, and apparently that's the protocol.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I know it sucked because I at that point had a huge bottle of the brown stuff with the alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And I was doing it every day. I was man, this is good for my teeth, blah 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 blah, and it is. But it's I'm man, I could have just had the stuff without the alcohol in it and had just as good of a time.
Oh, yeah.
I was this is the worst. I had to use the rest of the bottle.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But yeah, pretty cool stuff going on with toothbrushing though. Hopefully you guys do it. It is something that people need to do every day.
Oh yeah, flossing as well. I know they make things that make it easier to floss now.
Yep.
You just get the little pick things, or
That's right.
I think that one company makes the thing where it just rewinds up. I have a toothbrush by them. And it's like, I think it's Gleam or something.
Okay.
They make like, I think it's like $10 electric toothbrushes.
Nice.
So it's like
that's
pretty
good.
cheap, and then
Yeah.
you just replace the head on it.
Nice.
And then but yeah, they just have like a little thing, and it just like you take the floss, put it over a little area, and it just has a line.
Kind of takes it,
just,
and then you
and then
empty it afterwards or whatever.
Yeah, and then you can just like line it when
Nice.
you need to get a new one or
That's
something.
really cool. No, I like things like that, to be honest. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But I really like the picks, and I really like the ones with the double floss on them.
Yeah.
I feel like for some reason those just like go crazy.
They do, and they it makes it so much so much better. I hated having to just do like normal flossing. Like,
Yeah, dude.
It felt like obnoxious. It
the
was
worst.
Like, it took so long, and then it's like, oh, now you just use like 2 of those picks if like you really need to use 2, or just 1, and then you can just go for it.
Exactly.
So much quicker.
No, the picks are so nice, especially the ones with the toothpicks on them if you really need those.
Oh yeah, to
those
get
are
like
really
a
cool.
front part or something.
Exactly. But before we go further, we do got ports over at Pickled Loon Saloon in Emily, taking away the must go of $38.70. Nice job to you, ports. But yeah, happy National Brush Day, everybody. Definitely go out there, brush your teeth, do what you got to do. But you may want to do it after this next National Day, because it is National Deep Fried Clams Day. This day on November 1st, it recognizes a popular seafood item enjoyed since the 1840s. And yeah, deep fried clams. I would probably enjoy a deep fried clam, to be honest.
Yeah, anything deep fried, it's gonna be instantly like better somehow.
No, I agree, and I think I've had deep fried clams before. I don't know if it was clams or if it was I think it was oysters.
I feel like they're like close enough.
Yeah, deep fried clams. Let's take a look. So yeah, deep fried clams are pretty. Oh yeah. No, I think it was clams. Here, let me take a look. Deep fried oysters. Just make sure. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think maybe I've just had both of them then. No, I don't think I've had the oysters. I think these are too big.
Yeah, those are like chicken wings.
Yeah, no, these are big.
Maybe a little smaller.
And so I definitely had the clams. I had deep fried clams. These are good. I like deep fried clams. Like when they're like this, like light and like have that nice crisp golden like.
Reminds me like closer to like a calamari almost.
Yeah, exactly. They are very, very close to that, and they're good, to be honest. Especially when you already know they got that like that red like checkered thing under them at those restaurants. You already know it's gonna be so good.
Anything that's got that red checkered paper, it's about to be like some of the best like fried food of your life.
Exactly.
Oh,
some
the
nice
French fries are gonna be
fries.
great. Oh, yeah,
exactly. Man, yeah, no. Honestly, if you go to like a nice like restaurant and they have deep fried clams as an option, I would recommend getting them. To be honest, like it's something different. Like if you haven't had them before, and they're usually pretty good, especially if you're at a nice restaurant. So yeah, I recommend deep fried clams. Have you? So you haven't had them before?
No, I have not.
They're pretty good. No, they definitely are pretty good. They're like you said, they are honestly pretty similar to calamari. So if you do like calamari, then 100%. I would definitely try these. They're good with like the cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
They're good with, and they're good with tartar sauce, which to be honest, like it just makes it taste more fishy than it actually is.
Tartar sauce was just something I never really got behind.
Yeah, I enjoyed it like with like fish sticks maybe, just because like it was like kind of going into the whole fish thing. But I would always just honestly I would prefer ranch. Like
it's just the top tier condiment.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like on the fish sticks with ranch is just better than tartar sauce, to be honest.
And I feel like tartar sauce is just a more mayonnaise-y ranch.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. It was definitely too mayonnaise-y for me.
And like ranch, it's gotta be like thinner.
Yep.
As in like the mayonnaise got like taken down a little notch.
Exactly.
I
honestly
know there's mayonnaise in ranch. I'm not a big fan of mayonnaise on its own.
Yeah.
But like ranch, it's just whatever else you add to it. It's like the dill, everything just makes it better.
Exactly. I think there was this one restaurant in Minneapolis you ordered from, and it was you ordered a like ranch with it, but they brought you a garlic parmesan.
Yeah, it was like a garlic
instead.
parmesan. It's technically like I'm guessing it's an aioli.
Yeah,
'cause that's what a mayonnaise is.
Yeah,
and so it was pretty comparable.
And honestly, like that was pretty good. I honestly really liked that one.
Yeah.
And so like
they honestly probably could have like told me not told me anything.
Yes, it's like
it's
ranchy.
Yeah, and I would have probably barely noticed too far off.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good.
Yeah, that one was a pretty good one, but I feel like that would probably go pretty good with deep fried clams. But other than that, yeah, no. If you get deep fried clams that. Excuse me. If you get deep fried clams and they are rubbery, like you're not getting good clams at all.
No.
It's the same with calamari. It's just it's not going to be good. Whoa! Oh my goodness. So you have 20 small deep fried clams. That's 27 grams of protein and 380 calories. That's crazy. That is a ton of protein.
That's a bulk.
That is insanity.
It's just in, folks. Deep fried clams are now on the bulk.
Oh my god, iron? They have a ton of iron in them. They have 145% of your daily value needed.
It doesn't
Vitamin C, vitamin B6, magnesium, calcium. I don't even know what cobalamin is. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I'm even pronouncing it right.
Who knows? But like,
what is it? A nutrient in the vitamin B complex. But vitamin B12? Oh, okay. Wow,
it isn't all that high in cholesterol, even though it's fried.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is super high in vitamin B12 too. That's crazy. But before we get further into that, we do have a couple winners. We got Rock's Gym over at Adagio's and Horse over at Elsie's Bar. Both of them taking away that must go $43.50. Nice job to split up that one, you guys, to Rock's Gym and, of course, Horse. But wow, it has 1,260% of your daily value in vitamin B12. That's ridiculous. At that point, I don't even know if that's healthy.
No, because isn't it like the thousands of percent higher when it starts getting dangerous?
Yeah, it starts to get to the point where it affects your stool, I think.
Yeah,
I think it makes you a little constipated when you have too many vitamins.
So as long as you're not eating more than 50 pieces of deep fried oysters at a time, you probably should be all right.
Yeah, let's take a look. What does too much vitamin B12 do? Headache, nausea, and vomiting. Okay. So, and then any excess passes through your urine. Okay, so if you have high doses of vitamin B12, as in tablets of vitamin B12, where it's you can only take this once a week.
It's kind of like potassium.
Yeah. So it's I think you actually have to take an insane amount of vitamin B12 for you to have anything other than it just pass through your urine.
Yeah.
So I think if you're eating a ton of clams, a basket full of clams, you have 7 servings of clams, I think you're probably good.
Yeah, the cholesterol will probably get to you.
Yeah, exactly. Your arteries might be a little bit more clogged up than you may need to worry less about the vitamin B12. That's funny though. So yeah, don't worry about that. So yeah, you actually gotta.
You should be all right.
Yeah, you gotta go to Walgreens in order to get to that level.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty funny stuff. Yeah, deep fried clams though. It is the National Day for deep fried clams, so be sure to celebrate it right. Order yourself a basket and enjoy because honestly they're pretty healthy for you. It seems like. But up next, maybe you could cook up some clams for this day, but I'll let you take it away.
Oh yeah, this one is National Cook for Your Pets Day. November 1st celebrates National Cook for Your Pets Day. This national holiday encourages cooking something for your pet companion in your life. And yeah, I've been seeing it a lot more often, and it's actually really something I've been liking to watch. It's when people cook whole meals for their husky or something.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think it started to come up a lot more that it's oh hey, maybe it's not good that pets just have kibble all the time.
Maybe it's it sucks that they have to eat this all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's one of those things. It's even apparently or not apparently, but dogs and cats or cats I think less so, but dogs, domesticated dogs, it's not really good for them to eat raw meat. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really not they actually they can eat it, but it's more of a treat that they don't get very many vitamins and nutrients from.
Yeah.
It kind of they've gotten to the point where they're so domesticated now where they just can't really digest all the nutrients they need from it. So it's whatchamacallit, it's just better to cook it for them now. They're kind of at that point where it's just not good for them.
We have actually pampered animals to the point where we have to cook their meals, which is I'm all for it.
No, exactly, 100%. And it's funny because it's just I feel like it's not a big deal, because you can literally just throw some chicken in the oven, cut it up, put it in the fridge, and have it for a treat. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that will be a good treat for your dog.
Oh, and just so with a piece of chicken breast, it could be the
unseasoned,
the blandest,
nothing on it.
It should preferably be the most unseasoned piece of chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But still, it'd be so easy.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, you just do that. Maybe even I don't know what veggies dogs can have, but I'm sure you just put that all on a pan, throw it in the oven. That could be your dog's dinner for the week.
Oh yeah, I see someone that does salmon and stuff, salmon, chicken,
I probably
all this other
fancy,
stuff,
to be honest.
and then oh gosh, it's food. I was wow, that an actual person, if you just put that all on a plate,
Yeah.
they'd be perfectly fine with that as a meal.
Yep, exactly.
It's like, wow.
Exactly. No, it's one of those things where it's like if I were cooking for my dog and I got to that point, I would definitely just make it like chicken breast all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like dogs, like they need, like, I think cooked meals now, like to be fully healthy and that sort of stuff. Like not obviously not like kibble like 24/7. I think we can come to that conclusion. But ooh, 51 ball. We got the major jackpot going out to Looney over at Woodtook Inn, taking away over $4,600 on that one. Nice job to you, Looney. Out of the blue, just came out in 51 balls. A ball sooner than he even needed to be.
Yeah.
Nice job to you taking away that major jackpot. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, you guys know what that means. We still got the major out on, or we still got the minor out on the line at $244 and 60 balls or less to win. That major is still out there technically in 48 balls or less to win, but it is now behind the mega because that mega jackpot's at over $48,400 and 49 balls or less to win. So definitely keep all that stuff in mind. We have a ton of good prizes going on in this next game. Only about 2.5 minutes left to get into it. And I'm pretty sure the must-go remains big, too, because we only take the major jackpot when we win a prize in Game Day Bingo. So that must-go is going to be looking really nice as well. So keep all that in mind. We got all these prizes getting bigger and better. But, of course, in the meantime, we were talking about Cook for Your Pets Day. And, no, if I were to cook for my pets, it would definitely just be the same thing every day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it'd be like, at that point, I know they're getting their nutrients. They don't care they're eating the same thing every day because
And
it's
we
like
already
chicken.
know that.
Exactly. And it's just like, as long as I'm not giving them the kibble every day, I think that is the bare minimum.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So definitely pretty cool stuff. Don't take the salmon and smoked vegetables and all that stuff. Like, I hate it when people do that. Oh my goodness. And like, I get it, I guess, like it's good for the, animals and stuff, but it's just like, come on, they don't care that much. And I know that dog does not care that much. He would be reacting the same way if you were getting into the garbage. You know what I mean? Like, I just know, like, if he got like that stinky ham bone from last week, he would be probably more excited to get into that than like your home cooked like salmon and like vegetables and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And it's just, oh man, every time I see it, I'm just like, oh. Just like cook it for like yourself or something. Like at least you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
But of course, happy National Cook for Your Pets Day. It's definitely a day to, I think, look into it and maybe educate yourself a little bit about, pets' diets a little bit more. It can never hurt to look into it, to be honest, because I think it's one of those things we're finding out new things about like every day. You know what I mean? So definitely pretty cool stuff. But up next, we got National Family Literacy Day. Families gather around to observe this day on November 1st. Families who read together succeed together. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I guess it just takes a day to celebrate, learning with your family and reading with your family too. It's definitely, not a bad thing at all. I feel like definitely more families should, continue to do those things.
Yeah, it was always nice having like both my parents and my grandparents would suggest books to me, or just like they'd randomly just like show up with a book and be like, hey, you should like try this out. Yeah. Or like they bought me both the Lord of the Ring, the first of the two Lord of the Rings books when I at a yard sale. And
Cool.
I was pretty content with those for a while.
Yeah, 100%. And even like just reading together, like maybe reading your kids to sleep and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That can even help with, kind of learning a little bit more about reading and stuff and understanding words too. Yeah. Because like they may like be reading themselves one day like at school and come across a word that they didn't know, and then you're like, oh, actually my mom like read this to me the other day. This is this, blah 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things. I feel like it literally is only positive for like kids and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So definitely a good one to celebrate, National Family Literacy Day. I feel like the earlier you start like teaching your kids those things, like the easier time they're gonna have. So definitely really cool stuff. Definitely a good one to celebrate and look into as well. But up next, kind of actually on the same page as the last National Day. I'll let you take it away.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we have National Authors Day. On November 1st, millions of people celebrate authors and the books they write on National Authors Day.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. What's your favorite author?
I am going to go with Madeline L'Engle.
Okay, pretty cool stuff. I really like whatchamacallit, Man, Rick Riordan is like up there just
I
because
was really
yeah.
fighting not to say that.
Yeah,
I said it during the lunchtime.
I mean, like he has such a fun like world building. You know what I mean? Like he does it really well, and I can respect that. But he's a really good one. I think another fun one might be.
I'm on my third Michael Crichton book, and I've been pretty big fan.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He wrote something else that I was a pretty big
Andromeda?
fan of. Yeah, the Andromeda Strain. That one was a really good one.
Yeah, that's the one I also got recommended a ton after reading those.
Honestly, that one might be a bigger book than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it is. It's like his best selling.
Yeah, no, it is really good. It's definitely really worth it. I think they tried to make a show adaptation of it, but I don't know if
done
it
better than a movie.
Yeah, I don't know if they did well though.
That's sad.
Oops, sorry. But yeah, I actually we can look it up really quick just to make sure. Andromeda Strain. Okay, so it was a movie, and then it was a series in 2008. But before we get further into it, we do have Rich in Dam 1 and ND Bob. Rich is over at Shady's Railside, Dam 1 is over at Barnes on Main, and ND Bob is over at American Legion St. Michael. All of them splitting up that must go of $127. Nice job to you guys splitting that one up. But we do have this minor and mega both moving on to the next game, bigger and better than before. Even that major is chilling in the background as well. But we were talking about the Andromeda Strain. Let's take a look. Oh, and actually, you actually had some pretty big faces in this one.
Oh, wow.
You had Daniel Day-Kim. He's one of my favorite actors. Eric McCormick. He's kind of like a big TV show guy. Oh, you got Andre Braugher from The Mist and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit. Let's see who else you got.
I remember there was another role that I saw him in, and I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was him.
Oh, Viola Davis was even on the Andromeda Strain. That's hilarious. That's super fun. Yeah, but yeah, let's see what else he was in really quick, because he's a pretty funny dude.
Oh, yeah.
Andre Braugher, he was in The Mist. Glory, that might have been the one you saw.
Yeah, Glory. And I was like, wow, I did not know he was in that.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Oh, he was in Fantastic Four.
What?
Was he the Silver Surfer?
Nah. There's no way.
No, Doug Jones was. Who was he?
He's just like he's a random cop or something. He's a
general. Okay, so he is a random military dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. That's pretty funny, though. But of course,
he was in the first Fantastic Four.
Oh, was he another? He was another, just the general dude in Fantastic Four.
I think so.
Interesting.
He might have been, I believe.
That's pretty funny. Pretty cool stuff. But we were talking about the Andromeda Strain. Pretty cool. And if you didn't know what it was, the show at least, a U.S. satellite crash lands near a small town in Utah, unleashing a deadly plague that kills virtually everyone except 2 survivors who may provide clues to immunizing the population. As the military attempts to quarantine the area, a team of highly specialized scientists is assembled to find a cure and stop the spread of the alien pathogen, codenamed Andromeda.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that pretty close to the book?
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was about. Yeah. The 6.1 out of 10 for the mini series. That was made in 2008. For some reason, I thought it was more recent. And I definitely never saw the movie because that was in 1971. So let's take a look. James Olsen, David Wayne, Arthur Hill. I think I recognize James Olsen. I don't know about the other dudes, though. Interesting. I mean, this one actually has pretty good ratings, apparently. 7 out of 10 and 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I usually trust the IMDb a little more.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. Cool. Yeah, and then the Andromeda Strain book. Let's take a look. This one was rated good for sure. I'm 3.9 out of 5 on Goodreads. Whoa. Pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty awesome stuff. It was just kind of, the same thing as scientists investigating a deadly virus of extraterrestrial origin.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. Pretty cool stuff, though. But yeah, came out, and hopefully, maybe you can read that on Family Literacy Day. It might be a little scary, to be honest, a little doomsday-y. But yeah, Michael Crichton, he's a good author. I think another good author is here. What was this one called? The Pale Horse book. It was by no, not this one. It was a fantasy book, and it's really, I think it was Dan something.
Is it the guy who wrote Fablehaven? I don't know.
No. The dude it was a woman who wrote Fablehaven actually, and she wrote another book, and that ended up like being a pretty big fantasy book too. Fablehaven author. And that I actually love Fablehaven. No, it was Brandon Mole. Who was the other person? It was a egg fantasy book. What was this one called? Oh no, I can't find it now.
Aragon.
No, Aragon is. See, that was gonna be one of my other. Whatchamacallit? He's one of my Christopher Bellini. This dude like literally might be on like my list of favorite authors purely because of the Aragon series. Oh my goodness, I love that book series so much.
That's fair.
No, it was like so good. Like it was one of my favorites like for so long. And like I would like reread those books like every so often. It was such a good one. I'm gonna have to reread those now because I haven't read them in so long. But it was great books. I remember the movie was so disappointing, to be honest. And the video game, even more disappointing.
It's how it is.
It was so bad. But before we go further, we do have a minor jackpot winner. We got two winners splitting it up. We got three. We got Kimmy over at Nisswa Legion, Deb Shee over at Hayloft, and A&M over at VFW Roseville. All of them splitting up $428 on that one and 60 balls. Nice job to you three splitting that one 3 ways. But that means we do have that must go. Moving on to the next game, looking bigger and better than before. But I thought the Fablehaven author was the author of a different book series, but it's not the same. No, it's not the same at all. It's because there was this one book series where she wrote. It could have been the Magic series that she wrote. It wasn't Angie Sage. There was this fantasy book about like a dragon egg or like some sort of egg or something.
Yeah.
And it was written by a woman, and she had like written a couple other things too that were like really big books. And I just can't remember what 2 series she wrote.
It's all right. There was a fantasy book I got read to me. I think I was in like elementary school.
Yeah.
And it was like right after we read Fablehaven, and I haven't been able to find out what that book is at all.
Did you ever read all of Fablehaven?
No, just the first book with like the weird thing with like the milk and all that. Yeah.
It was a good series, to be honest.
Yeah, we read the second one as well.
Nice.
The second one is the one with like the stone frog on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read that one
and,
as well.
No, all of them were really good. I honestly, it was one of those ones where I actually kind of kept up with it as it came out. And no, it was a fun series, especially like for kids. I feel like it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Another good one that was kind of based off of like historical like characters was called The Alchemist, and that was a really good book. It was like about like this one with a Y in it, and it was a fantasy book it was by this dude called Michael Scott, and it was about Nicholas Flamel, the dude who discovered the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
And it's basically set as if he was like successful in finding immortality.
Yeah.
And so it's like coming from like these 2 kids' perspectives, and like they find out about him, and it just goes on their escapades and stuff. And like it's funny because like it makes it really
sounds
funny.
Similar to something.
What?
I don't know. A show?
What show?
Full Metal?
Full Metal Alchemist? Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking about it just had a lot of the same words.
Yeah, no, it has a lot of the same words. But
so
it's
I guess
funny.
it all comes from like it comes from like true beliefs of alchemy. With
Oh
these
yeah,
words
yeah.
then?
The Philosopher's Stone. Yeah. No, exactly. It is. It's the Philosopher's Stone was a huge thing for a while. The alchemists would try and like discover and stuff, and they did a lot of like research into it, trying to find immortality and stuff. But so this takes a spin on it though. And it's so funny because they have a ton of like historical figures that gained immortality also. Like Joan of Arc is one of them. And then there's more fun ones like there's some random musicians that for some reason got immortality.
That's amazing.
Like some painters that did too.
Oh yeah.
One
of those people that are really good at doing like the windows, doing the window washing. They deserve immortality. The ones that do like the curve thing,
100%. I think John D is like a historical figure or something like that.
Tenacious D.
Let's see. We have this list of characters. There's a Japanese swordsman. Oh, Musashi, this Vagabond, the manga I've been reading.
Yeah.
That's that dude. He's in the book. I never realized that.
That is awesome.
And he's like considered the best samurai of all of Japan.
Yeah.
So that's hilarious. And then Joan of Arc, she's in a Prometheus, the dude who brought fire to the humans.
To humans.
Abraham
Greek,
is in it.
Yeah. Isn't Prometheus getting I think his torment from like Zeus is he has to like get like a bird peck out his liver or something, or it's another guy.
Oh yeah. It's they have vultures peck at his like organs or something.
Yeah,
like,
and then they just
up on a rock.
regrows every day.
Yeah.
Poor Prometheus.
No, I know.
The actual immortality he deserves.
No, seriously. No, I agree. But before we go further, we do have a winner. It is me, Sugar, over at Concordia Lanes, taking away the must go of $134. Nice job to you. That is a great prize to take away on that one. But another couple of the people in it was Gilgamesh, that old king.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, they had Billy the Kid in it. Niccolo Machiavelli, the author dude. The Isis and Osiris, the gods. And those were some of the random people they had in it. But Billy the Kid, I think, was the funniest one.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, but that was a pretty fun series too. But of course, happy National Authors Day, everybody. It's definitely a really good one to get into. Maybe go and reread some of your old favorites. So yeah, definitely a fun one to get into. But for this next National Day, we do have one last one, and I'll let you take it away.
Oh yeah, this one is National Vinegar Day. On November 1st, National Vinegar Day not only makes things taste great, but it also makes things sparkle as well. Yeah, great cleaning product. I was not ever too big of a fan of the vinegar taste. My mom used to use it for when I would like swear.
I gotcha. Yeah, vinegar.
It's a little hard to get behind after that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I can really only like I'm not a huge fan of the vinegar taste either. But like I like it in conjunction with things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if it's not vinegar centric, then I feel like you can definitely use it like to spice a lot of things up and make it better.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's see vinegar. Best ways to use vinegar. Let's take a look what they got going on. 29 handy household uses for vinegar. I like it. Let's take a look at what they got going for us, and maybe we can find out some fun little things that they got going on with that. But let's take a look. You can control insects in the garden. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is a pretty... We actually did this quite a few times.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep, you can create an earth-friendly insect trap by filling a closed container with a cup of apple cider vinegar and add in some small slices of banana peel and a cup of cold water, and then shake. You poke holes around the top and place it on the counter near a fruit fly infestation. It will start catching critters in no time. And another easier one, so you don't have to actually slice up banana peel, is literally just apple cider vinegar with Dawn soap. Mix it up a little bit. It's the exact same thing.
Or even just I just did apple cider vinegar with a little with just a little plastic wrap, poke a hole right in the middle. And then they can't even fly back out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had the most success with the multiple holes and the whatchamacallit, the Dawn soap. But I mean, I feel like it's definitely just at that point, like if you got an infestation, do what you got to do.
Oh yeah. And anytime you have infestation, go for the drains. You got to do everything.
Exactly. I feel like at that point you just bleach the drains. You just clean everything from scratch, and then you set and then the traps are what you do last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But another one, you can actually wash your dishwasher with vinegar. You can kind of just run it on its own with vinegar in it. It's definitely a really good way to do that. Pour 1 cup of vinegar into the bottom of the tub and run it through a cycle without any dishes. You can do this every month or two. We'll remove some built-up soap residue and keep it clean. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You can actually do it by you can clean your shower heads with it too. If you have a clogged shower head, you can put boiling water in a bowl with half a cup of vinegar, soak the shower head for 10 minutes, and watch those clogs disappear. If you can't remove the head, partly fill a plastic bag with full-strength vinegar and tape it over the fixture. You let it sit for an hour and remove, and you'll be shower ready. Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, that's honestly a pretty decent one. I never knew that about the shower head thing, so that's pretty cool. You can use it to remove rust too. This is a big one.
Oh yeah.
You can just soak them, rusty tools, soak them in full strength vinegar for several days, and then once you see the rust dissipating, you can just rinse them off and dry them. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. It also works well for screws and bolts and just metal things in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Cleaning your wood floors too, definitely a good way as well. Half a cup of vinegar to 1 gallon of hot water, and mop or a scrub. No, pretty good stuff.
Maybe
like
some
that.
lemon to knock down that vinegar
Oh
smell.
my
a little
goodness,
bit.
seriously.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
Because pasting your whole floor with that would.
Yeah, it smells like pickle.
I was gonna say your house is gonna smell like a pickle jar.
Exactly. Let's see. You can also, I actually have never seen this before. You can save a dried up paintbrush with it. So just soak it away in a cup of vinegar until the bristles loosen up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially because it eats at the paint.
Yeah, and then you wash it in warm soapy water. That definitely some pretty cool stuff.
That's very helpful, even for like maybe not makeup brushes, but yeah, paintbrushes.
Yeah, 100%. But before we go further, we do have Skogs over at Zorbaus and Gull Lake taking away that must-go of $30.10. Nice job to you. But for this next game, before we get further on in National Vinegar Day, we are going to take a quick break. We'll see you guys in a second.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skull, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I got to say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's get stinking rich. Smell you later. Smells like money. Five free plays awarded. That smells wild. It doesn't get any better than that. Smells like a big one. Five times multiplier. It's raining cash. You gotta play to win.
guys? How's it going? And we are rolling on in this game of Game Day Bingo. We got $41.60 on Musco, $181 in 58 balls or less to win on that minor, and $1,000 on that major, and 48 balls or less to win, and over $48,000 on that mega jackpot, and 49 balls or less to win. But of course, when we left off, we were talking about vinegar and stuff and all the handy things you can do to use it around the house. And yeah, definitely some really cool things you can use with it. But on this day, on November 1st, you can celebrate National Vinegar Day and a lot of other really cool ones. So yeah, definitely find a way to celebrate them all because there were all some really, really cool and useful ones in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So moving on from our national days, though, we are all done with them. We do have some Minnesota Twins news to get into. We ended the season off 77-84 on the season, and a little bit of news regarding a dark horse place that the Aaron Judge superstar could go. The Yankees offered Aaron Judge a 7-year, $213 million extension last spring, but it was an offer he could refuse. He bet on himself, arguably having the best walk year in MLB history. He finished the season with an AL record, 62 home runs, and only Luis Reyes kept him from winning the Triple Crown. Now Judge has an opportunity to shine in October before hitting the free agent market for the first time in his career. Judge is the likely AL MVP, and he'll become a free agent heading into his age 31 season. For a reference, Carlos Correa, who is likely heading back to the free agent market, is 2 years younger than Judge. Both players project to get massive long-term deals, and the Twins have the payroll flexibility this winter. Does that mean the Twins have room to add Judge? And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we could add him.
Technically, there's no cap.
But it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, when LeBron was a free agent, the Pistons could have gotten him, or the Timberwolves were technically his destination he could have gone. But LeBron was never going to go to the Pistons. He was never going to come to Minnesota for the Timberwolves. You know, it's one of those things. Aaron Judge is probably not going to come to Minnesota. He's probably going to stay in the Yankees or go to another huge contender. But before we get into that, we do have Ace, Drew, both splitting up that must-go. We got Drew over at Quinny Sports Bar, and Ace is also splitting up that must-go prize. Nice job, you guys able to split that one up. But, of course, we were talking about the Twins and how there's a possibility of us being able to sign Aaron Judge just because the financials, kind of line up a little bit. But other than that, there's really nothing here for Aaron Judge in Minnesota. I mean, he's looking at this. We just finished 77-84. I don't think he really feels like he needs to prove himself by leading a team on his own. He just had a career year, so I think he's pretty comfortable and just being on a contender and being one of the best players on that team. So I have a feeling he's probably gonna stay on the Yankees.
Yeah,
or either that he's probably just gonna go to another really big contender. You know what I mean?
I just don't who could really use Aaron Judge.
Let's take a look.
Because there's even an amazing bat can't fix every problem. Sadly, I know the Angels can't.
No, seriously.
No.
I mean, I had one of the best baseball players of all time.
They have two of them.
Yeah, literally. Let's take a look. All right. So Aaron Judge, we got some landing locations he could end up going. And keep in mind, this is all just hearsay and just an article based on some person's opinion.
Oh yeah.
San Francisco Giants. It's a pretty big one. Let's see. Apparently, they just have a lot of money. So I think that's a pretty big one that he could go. Interesting. Yeah, the Giants need to make a compelling addition this winter. Yeah, so I think that's an interesting one. I don't think I could see that happening, though. Texas Rangers, that's a pretty big one. Let's see. Oh, wow. So I think it's because they have all this talent on the team, but they just didn't really do good. They had 68 wins anyways after spending $561 million on salary, which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But pretty interesting stuff. Apparently, though, everything they've done recently points to setting and meeting higher expectations this next season. That would be pretty crazy if they could keep all this talent they have and then add Aaron Judge on top of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Stop.
That would be ridiculous.
I don't like the Dodgers.
That would be stupid.
They're always better than the Angels, and I like the Angels.
If the Dodgers could get Aaron Judge after Trey Turner leaves, that would be insane.
The Dodgers are just the Yankees of the West Coast.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that is pretty much the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
That would be stupid. I mean, see I think this has more likelihood of any other team. Though.
I think the Dodgers is like one of the highest ones where it's like if he's not going to go with the Yankees, I can see like the Dodgers.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, no, I agree because it's just one of those things. They were a contender this year. I mean, just imagine them with Aaron Judge.
Since 2016, they've just been killing it.
Exactly. So I mean, that would be a really interesting one, and I have a feeling that would probably be where he'd want to go. But I think they said a little bit, like a little tidbit at the end. They have tried to leverage their spending over shorter term deals, and Judge might be looking for a more expensive longer term. Yeah. So that would be an interesting one to see.
He kind of wants to be like a franchise staple somewhere.
Exactly. Because he is that dude. You know what I mean? So he could go be that. But if he wants to win a ring, that would be the place to do it.
Yeah.
The New York Mets, it's another big one. They were the 15th in home runs in the league, and the only playoff team that hit fewer than were the Padres. So them and the Padres were not in a very good spot. Oh, okay, and the Rays and Guardians. That makes sense. All of those teams didn't have very great offenses. Let's see. Yeah, and obviously you add Judge to any offensive needing team, and they are going out the roof. You know what I mean? So that is definitely a really big one right there. Boston Red Sox, another good one he might go to. Chicago Cubs, nah, I don't think so. It'd be an interesting one.
Cubs have had a bit of a drop-off.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers probably would be the biggest one to be honest.
That's my least favorite pick.
Exactly. It's just one of those things where it's just like if he's not going to the Yankees, why would he go? Why would he go anywhere else?
And like the Mets, why would he stay in New York but not play on the Yankees?
Exactly. If
like,
he's staying in New York,
imagine hearing that choice.
Oh, that'd be so dumb.
I'm leaving the Yankees to play with the Mets,
especially because the Yankees
the sound of it.
Exactly. Not only that, but the Yankees are willing to pay him. So it's like, what reason are you going to the Mets for?
Oh, yeah.
But before we go further, we do have a couple winners. We got Drew over Quinny Sports Bar and Joe over JJ's Bold. Both of them splitting up that must-go. Nice job to the two of you. But, of course, Aaron Judge, a lot of places he could go.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, I am kind of thinking it's overwhelmingly likely that he'll probably stay with the Yankees.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
The Yankees are like one of the top franchises in history.
Yeah,
and
they're one of the top teams right now too.
And like the pinstripes, come on.
Exactly. I mean, he could easily be a franchise player for one of the best franchises.
Oh
ever.
yeah, and like that was like the dream of a lot of kids that played baseball. Was like I'm playing for the Yankees, playing for or doing like Benny the Jet did, playing for the Dodgers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly. So 100%. There'll be some good stuff going on with that. Hopefully, Aaron Judge finds his way to Minnesota, though. That would definitely be what we're hoping for. But as you guys know, we here at Pilot Games, we've teamed up with the Minnesota Twins. You can play the E-Tab game, Twins Win Today, wherever Pilot Games are played. So definitely try it out. Let us know what you think. We do have a little bit of Twiking Zone standings to get into, though. And obviously, this is what you guys earn points for every day from 12 to 1 when you're playing the lunch hour bingo. Whether it's Vikings bingo like it is right now or Twins bingo the other half of the year when the Twins are in season. But, of course, we got those players to get into, so let's take a look where everybody's sitting at. I'll let you take away the player side of things.
Oh, yeah. Kicking us off in 10th place, we got Red over at American Legion Fridley with 107,000 points. In 9th place, it's Kirby over at Adagios with 115,000 points. In 7th place, in a two-way tie, previously in 8th, it's T-Bone over at Poppers, tying it up with 7th place Caribou over at Cooper's Restaurant. They're both tied with 122,000 points. In 6th place, we got Tez over at Poppers with 148,000 points. Kicking off that 200,000 point club in 5th place, we got Sinbob over at Corky's Bar South Haven with 212,000 points. Shortly ahead in 4th, it's Loser Dave over at VFW Spring Lake Park with 214,000 points. In 3rd place, we have Nan over at Corky's Bar South Haven with 236,000 points. In 2nd place, it's Scrub Eye over at VFW Blaine with 248,000 points. And in 1st place, the only player in that 300,000 point club, we have Mikey Wins, changing up locations over at the Chili Lime with 319,000 points.
Awesome stuff. Nice job to all the top 10 players in the Twiking Zone. You guys are all doing some really good stuff. But we do have some locations to get into, and starting it off in the 10th place spot, we got Steve-O's and Crystal with 144,000 points. In 9th place, we got Halfley's Bar in Richmond with 145,000 points. In 8th place, it's Lakefront Bar and La Center with 151,000 points. In 7th place, we got Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 168,000 points. 6th place, we got VFW Blaine with 268,000 points. 5th place, we have Our Place on 3rd and Faribault with 287,000 points. 4th place is Poppers in Virginia with 405,000 points. In 3rd place, we got Corky's Bar in South Haven with 439,000 points. 2nd place, we're getting to American Legion Fridley with 516,000 points. And almost 100,000 points ahead. In 1st place, we got VFW Spring Lake Park with 611,000 points. Ooh. Nice job to all the top 10 locations and players. You guys are all doing some good stuff in those standings. But of course, even though you are playing a ton of bingo right now with this game, with the game day bingo we got going on during happy hour, you could always take a little bit of a break and play some of our E-Tab games. We have a ton of them.
Oh, yeah, we have over 70 different charitable E-Tab games you guys can check out. You guys can play them at any time to win huge prizes up to $1,500. All these games have small bets between 50 cents and $5, as well as awesome bonus and free play rounds that you guys can check out. There's definitely some awesome stuff. There's definitely a theme for each and every one of you guys out there.
Yeah, 100%. So definitely let us know which one is your favorite, and we will totally send you out a little bit of Pilot Games luck if you check in on the broadcast. But of course, we do have balls rolling around on this game. That minor jackpot's looking really nice at 62 balls or less to win, $380. That must go is set at $97 if we don't manage to hit the minor. But the major and mega jackpot are both going on over into the next game, getting bigger and better than before. But in the meantime, we are trying to get at this prize. We got, forget UD, wasted no time at all. Over at VFW Austin, taking home $380 and 57 balls. You could have taken home that jackpot a few games ago. I guess you were just waiting for it to get up a little bit. But hey, nice job to you, Forget UD, playing over at VFW Austin, picking up that crazy minor prize over $380. But of course, keep in mind, everybody, we got that minor, or not the minor, but the must-go prize looking really good for this next game. Going to be around $100 getting into it. So keep that in mind. Still got $100 on that must-go prize getting into the next game. Going to be another good prize to try and get a chance at. But of course, we do have a little bit of music history to get into in the meantime. And happening all the way back in 1975, Elton John's Island Girl hits #1 in America for the first of 3 weeks, knocking off the song Elton sang backup on and released on his Rocket label, Bad Blood by Neil Sedaka.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%. Pretty cool stuff. So, hey, happy birthday to Island Girl hitting #1. Pretty cool stuff going on this day in history with Elton John. But up next, we do have another little tidbit in music history based on the Temptations.
Yeah, back in 1998, NBC airs part 1 of the 4-hour miniseries, The Temptations, based on Otis Williams' autobiography, Temptations. Williams, portrayed by Charles Malik Whitfield, is the last surviving member of the group's original lineup and takes a lot of heat from his former bandmates' families for his version of the events that took place with The Temptations.
Interesting. I wonder what he was saying that was so controversial to them. Let's take a look. So Otis Williams, Temptations. Let's take a look. That is kind of an interesting one. Temptations autobiography. Yeah, here we go. So apparently, what was is Otis Williams' last Temptations? Okay. I'm not seeing too much about the autobiography in the movie and stuff. Interesting though. Apparently there's a revised and updated one though. Maybe that's why whatchamacallit. It's there's not really any more controversy about it. I think maybe he updated it a little bit.
Probably. I wonder what got changed then.
Yeah, that is kind of funny to be honest. It's like the families were like, "Hey, come on, Otis, you know that's not what happened," and he just kind of like, "Okay, guys." He's like, there's like revised and updated it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's interesting. I am kind of curious about what was wrong with it, but it probably wasn't anything. It probably, it probably was just like the family's mad finding out what the bandmates were doing. To be honest, You already know he was talking about partying and stuff. In the
Oh,
book,
yeah,
so
especially.
I'm sure the families were probably like, no, my dear little Charlie would never do that.
Oh, and especially around the time that the Temptations were popular,
Yep.
doing all that stuff would have been like crazy.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the 70s and stuff especially.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you didn't, yeah, no, exactly. So I could definitely see the, all those stuff going on there, but that's pretty fun though. Yeah, Otis Williams, the the miniseries based off of his biography came out on this day in 1998.
Oh,
So pretty
fun.
cool stuff. But of course, going on from this day in music history, those were the two little tidbits with Elton John and the Temptations. But if you guys are planning to play tonight for that MegaSota game night, and you guys are trying to earn a lot of jackpots, keep in mind while you are earning money, you could be taking home some PGL points too. But you got to sign up at pgl.world to become a member of our league first. PGL players compete for points and have access to insider information, including a monthly newsletter that has lots of great stuff in it. So definitely check it out. Let us know what you think. We love to hear your guys' opinions about all our stuff we got going on here. But in the meantime, we got some brand new PGL members that just joined up, and we're going to get into them right now.
Oh, yeah, kicking us off, we got Guy Wren, Gorsk, Kitty, Josh 2005, Baby Girl, Leroy, Buck All Day, Saloon 69, Denman, Studio K, Mr. Holt, Fancy Pants, Ladybug, Disco Funk, Kelly, Crazy C, Mama P, and D and Amy. Congratulations to all those players getting signed up at the PGL. We can't wait to hopefully see you guys on those PGL standings.
100%. Pretty cool stuff. Fancy Pants was one of my favorite games growing up. It was so awesome. Did you ever play Fancy Pants?
I don't think so. Was that the
stick
drawing
figure
one?
game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then, yeah, I've seen it.
Where
I
you're like
played
going
it.
around, like you roll on the mountains. It's kind of like Sonic.
Yep.
Yep.
I kind of forgot about that. I didn't remember what the name was.
It was so good. It was such a good one. They brought it out on the Xbox even because it was so popular.
Yeah. Well, because it was like a DS game first.
No, it was a web game.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Flash game. But before we get into it though, we do have Steve over at Halftime Rec taking away the $151 must-go prize. Nice job to you, Steve. That is a great prize to pick up, especially only a couple games before game day bingo ends. But with that in mind, get enrolled for this next game. That miner is going to be clicking up to 54 balls or less to win, looking pretty good. We'll be getting into the last game at 58 balls or less to win for that miner. So, hey, try and get in while the getting's good. Get a chance at it. You can even get a chance at that mega jackpot too, because that's looking honestly really good too. But in the meantime, we do have some PGL standings to get into before you guys get into all the PGL goodness tonight. And I'll let you take away the player side of things. And obviously, you guys know, PGL points are accumulated every single PGL specialty night, like MegaSota Game Night, TwinsWinsDay, or Wild Wednesday it is right now. And, of course, those Vikings game days as well. And by playing the sports squares on the PGL app. So keep all that good stuff in mind.
Oh, yeah. Kicking things off in 10th place, we got Keith over at Billy's Rockford with 781,000 points. 9th place, previously in 8th, we got Sarah Honey over at VFW Austin with 814,000 points. Pushing Sarah Honey back in 8th place, previously in 9th, it's Panda over at the Roadside with 844,000 points. In 7th place, holding on to that spot, it's Nixon over at VFW Roseville with 874,000 points. In 6th place, previously in 3rd, getting pushed back a great deal, it's Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill with 889,000 points. Shortly ahead in 5th place, previously in 4th, we got Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill with 899,000 points. In 4th place, previously in 6th, jumping forward a good deal, it's Bergar over at Southtown Lanes with 965,000 points. In 3rd place, previously in 2nd, getting pushed back, it's Devoided over at the Roadside with 981,000 points. In 2nd place, previously in 5th, closing in on that 1 million point club, it's Chapster over at Moe's with 998,000 points. So far, the largest riser in these standings, and actually the largest riser in the standings. In 1st place, holding on to that spot, and the only player in that 1 million point club is Forget You D over at VFW Austin with 1,344,000 points. We saw him getting a win here, getting ready for his PGL night tonight.
That's right. So, hey, nice job, and shout out to you, Forget You D. Definitely a big player in the PGL standings. But, of course, we do have some location standings to get into regarding those PGL locations. Starting it off in 10th place, getting from outside of the standings, we got Miltona Liquor Store with 2,412,000 points. In 9th place, we got VFW Austin with 2,240,000 or 440,000 points, I meant to say. In 8th place, we got LJ's in Miltona with 2,586,000 points. In 7th place, oops, excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully everybody said bless you too.
Yeah.
No, if you didn't, I'm looking at you and judging you. But of course, we do have those location standings to get into a little bit more. 8th place it was LJ's in Miltona, like I said. But up next in 7th place, we got Cabin Bar in Nicolette with 2,604,000 points. In 6th place, we got Corner Bar and Grill in Winstead with 2,632,000 points. In 5th place, we got Mabel Liquor Store with 2,777,000 points, or 2,775,000 points. In 4th place, we got VFW Northfield with 3,113,000 points. 3rd place, it's Friendly Buffalo and Big Lake with 3,182,000 points. 2nd place, it's Poppers in Virginia with 3,219,000 points. And of course, in 1st place, we got Howie's Sports Bar and Grill in St. Cloud with 4,260,000 points. Nice job to all the locations and players in the top 10 right now of the PGL. You guys are all doing some good stuff. But of course, we do have a little bit of Minnesota Wild news to get into, and we are finally at 4-4-1 on the season. Not super losing anymore at least.
Oh yeah.
We're starting to keep up a little bit, starting to shape up too. And we got a little blurb about it right here in front of us.
Oh, yeah. The Wild have won 3 of their last 4 games, with offense stepping up and scoring 3.33 goals per game, including 12 goals in the last 4 games. Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Zaccarello, and Matt Boldy have combined for 16 goals and 14 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the rest of the offense has also stepped up. Joel Eriksson-Ek, Ryan Hartman, and Frederick Gaudreau have also combined for 6 goals and 10 assists, while defenseman Kalen Addison has added 7 assists from the point to open up the offense. The offense has been great, but the defense has struggled to start the season, allowing 3.89 goals per game. Jacob Middleton and Jared Spurgeon have been combined for 1.5 defensive point shares and 37 block shots to lead the top 2 pairings, but the rest of the unit has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots on the net at will. In addition, goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury has struggled in the net with a .80% savage and a 3.69 goal save on average. But we do have a winner with Rock's Gym over at Adagios, taking home that $44 Musco prize. Good job to you, Rock's Gym. Definitely some awesome stuff.
Awesome. Nice job to you, Rock's Gym.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, we do have some awesome Wild news we were talking. What were you just talking about?
We had actually just finished it up, and the
Sweet.
Wild are actually going to be playing with the Canadians tonight at 6 o'clock. You guys know what to do to support those Wild. Go out and get some of those E-tabs. Play Let's Go Wild at your favorite Minnesota bar, and check out that Slapshot bonus round.
Awesome stuff. Nice job to the Wild. Hopefully we keep it up. Even though Marc-Andre Fleury, he has been kind of struggling a little bit, like Will was saying, but hopefully he gets back to his normal days like we know he can. Until then, though, we are 4-4, so hopefully we can get back up in that winning column and start taking advantage of the talent we have on the team. But, of course, as you guys know, we do have that game against the Canadians, like Will was just saying, and you guys also know we have teamed up with the Minnesota Wild. You can play that E-Tab game, Let's Go Wild, today at your favorite Minnesota bar. Definitely try it out and let us know what you think. In the meantime, though, while you guys are getting prepped for this next game of Game Day Bingo, only about a minute away with that minor over $180 and 56 balls or less to win, I'm going to get into this fishing report and take a look at what they got going on. But this was updated on October 27th, coming from the Isle of Namia over at Lake Mill Locks. So, on October 20th, Ryan Kelly with Laguna Guide Service reported that muskie anglers were shifting locations and moving to the rocks and green cabbage weeds. Telebees were preparing to spawn and staging on the shallow reefs near 3 to 7 feet of water. Throwing or trolling crankbaits or larger swim baits in 15 to 20 feet of water was recommended for some huge muskie. For walleye, anglers were encouraged to troll crankbaits through 20 foot of water or less at the rock to gravel transitions. Casting crankbaits or paddle tails in 6 to 8 foot of water was another recommended method, and the smallmouth bass bite was good for those using swim baits in 7 to 12 foot of water. So definitely some good stuff going on with that. Keep all that in mind. Hopefully you guys become better fishermen as a result of it. But we do have a little reminder for you guys when you are playing pilot games.
Oh, yeah. Just a reminder that whenever you guys are playing those pilot games, just share those pictures with us. We love to get those pictures and to see your guys' faces. So if you guys win a jackpot, hold your iPad up and let us see your happy face holding that jackpot message. You guys can send us a picture of you guys playing with your friends or even just your favorite bartender. And you guys can share those pictures on Facebook or by emailing them to us directly at jackpots@pilotgames.com. Or you can even put them up on any of your social media with the hashtag pilotgames, and we'll be able to scoop it up from there.
100%. But have you seen that video of Mike from Breaking Bad?
Which one?
Where he's like, my name is not Mike. I'm just a kid named Finger.
Oh, yeah.
All my life, all I've ever wanted to do in class was finger paint. But one day in class, my teacher said, class, today we're not going to finger paint. We're going to paint finger. and then it was just like a dumb transition to like Mike looking like super sick. And just like dumb oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was one of my favorite videos I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
I wish I could be Finger. I'm just a kid named Finger. But of course, getting past that, the kid, but you're Breaking Bad away, Walter. Wada. So funny. Mike is like the best character in that series, I swear.
Oh, yeah, he's my favorite.
Man, but of course, getting past Finger and Walter in Breaking Bad, we do have a little bit of Minnesota Vikings news to get into. They are 6-1 on the season and looking great. It has been a great season so far, and there have been a lot of surprises for the Vikings this season. In addition to not only our record, but the resurgence of Patrick Peterson. It's been super impactful. That was needed if the Vikings wanted to be successful this season. He's just continued to show up week in and week out, and with each promising performance, you can see the confidence and energy he's bringing to the defense. Maybe it's the new coaching staff, the new defense, or maybe he's drinking a glass of wine a night like Terrence Newman used to. Whatever it is, the Vikings need Peterson to keep playing like his vintage self. And, yeah, I agree. As long as he keeps up that play, he is carrying our corner room right now. So it is looking good for us. But, of course, good stuff going on with the Vikings. Always love to see it. Before we go further, though, we do have a few winners. We got Jesse over at Rumors Bar and Grill and Steve over at Halftime Rec. Both of those players splitting up the $58 must-go prize. Nice job to you guys. But we are now going to be getting in to the game of Lucky for Bingo. So keep that one in mind. Actually, do we have one more game on?
No,
Yeah, that was the last game. That was the last game. All right, so yes. Game of Lucky for Bingo, 2 minutes away. Be sure to get enrolled. Over $40,000 is available in jackpots on this game, so definitely try and get a chance at some of them. But we do have that next game for the Vikings against the Commanders at 12 p.m. And honestly, they're not a bad team, to be honest. Oh, no. The pilot people were watching as I was doing my finger impression.
That's all right. Earlier I was talking to
kid named Finger.
Earlier I was talking to Ian about how this high school kid had showed up and they got a video of him. He was dressed as Hector.
Oh, I saw that.
He had
Oh my
the bell
god.
on the chair and everything. He was just
that was so funny. He did good too. He even had the couple people pushing him around.
Yeah. It was like I need you to tell me, Hector.
That was so funny. Man, but I want somebody to do a costume of Mason from Black Ops 1 in the chair.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, the numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be so awesome. But, of course, we were talking about Viking stuff, and the Vikings are looking good. They have that next matchup against the Commanders Sunday at noon. And it's a decent matchup. I think we're going to be heavily favorited, obviously. But the Commanders are honestly one of those teams where they have those X factors on offense. They have the X factors on defense. I feel like they can make any game go their way, any week.
Oh, yeah.
But I think most of the time they're just not going to be that great. But there's always that little chance, I feel like, that Terry McLaurin just might tear things up. You know what I mean?
You just never know.
It's either that or Chase Young just might get 6 sacks. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. There's always a little tiny chance that those things happen.
It's just the factor of, who knows? It's
Exactly.
just the randomness.
Exactly. Just because that individual talent that some of those guys have just kind of makes you think a little bit. But I have a feeling that just with the consistency of the Vikings and just the all-around talent that we got, I think we're just going to outshine them pretty easily, and I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we make it good, and hopefully we beat up the Commanders pretty good too. But as you guys know, before that game starts, you can click the sports link on Player Connect app and fill in those e-tip boards for some extra PGL points. And as you guys know, we have also teamed up with the Minnesota Vikings for the ETAB game and a couple other games here. But primarily that ETAB game, Vikings victory. You can pick out a letter in that skull bonus, win some big prizes, and definitely try it out. It's a lot of fun. But we do have a little bit of celebrity birthdays we can take a look at really quick just to kind of speed through them. Let's see. Who is some pretty cool ones we got on the list? I mean, we got Meatloaf right here. That's kind of funny. Bad Out of Hell. It looks like he helped with Meatloaf and Bonnie Tyler. That's a
With Total
weird
Eclipse
duo.
of the Heart.
That's awesome.
He's a songwriter. So.
All right. Hey, Jim Steinman. I'm shouting him out. American Grammy Award-winning songwriter and record producer. Worked with Meatloaf. Worked with Bonnie Tyler. He did what he needed to do.
I know. He must have been a crazy lyricist.
100%. So, hey, happy birthday to Jim Steinman. That's a pretty fun one. Let's see. Oh, Eric Spoelstra. He's born in 1970 on this day. Basketball head coach for the Miami Heat right now. Yeah, pretty cool stuff going on with that. He's a pretty good coach. Up next, 1991, Anthony Ramos. Do you know who Anthony Ramos is?
Is he Santiago's brother in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? No, that's the only reason because I knew he was in Hamilton. And I knew that guy was in Hamilton.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who else was in it.
Yeah, it looks like he's he might be in the new Transformers movie coming up. But before we get into that, we got Gold Rush over at Sherwood Lounge taking away the must go. And we got 9, 15, 61, and 70 for your lucky numbers. But yeah, so those were some pretty random celebrity birthdays today. Nothing really stand out except for that lyricist, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, Timberwolves are doing good. We're 4-3 on the season, continuing to just chug along. Some movies that came out on this day: The Santa Claus 2 in 2002, Ender's Game in 2013. That's right, yeah, Ender's Game. That was a really good book. And in 2019, Terminator: The Dark Fate came out as well. So pretty cool stuff. And on this day in history, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome, one of Italian artist Michelangelo's finest works, is exhibited to the public for the first time on November 1st, 1512.
Oh, wow.
That's a really cool one to be honest. So, hey, that's pretty cool this day in history. But we have an even cooler thing to talk about because it is our player spotlight, probably the most important thing we talk about every broadcast. I'll let you take it away.
Oh, yeah, we're currently spotlighting Mike, who was playing over at VFW Wells when they took home a jackpot of $28,985. And everyone who plays over at VFW Wells supports the awesome charity, the VFW Post 1778 Wells. Their mission statement is to foster camaraderie among United States veterans of overseas conflicts, to serve our veterans, the military, and our communities, to advocate on both behalf of veterans, of all the veterans. And such an important thing to keep in mind that whenever you guys are playing pilot games, your community wins.
See you guys later. Have a nice MegaSota game night.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skull, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Creasel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.
Come on, let's get stinking rich! Smell you later. Smells like money! Five free plays awarded! That smells wild! It doesn't get any better than that! Smells like a big one!